All right, so Joe Biden's weak foreign policy was on full display this week as he met with President Xi in California amid rising tensions between the U.S., China. Well, Biden and Xi took steps to help the relationship now, but still many are, on the lingering issues of economic, political, world order tensions. They all remain. As a matter of fact, I don't think China is going to move an inch on any of the important issues. Meanwhile, experts are raising the alarm after Biden caved in to the Green New Deal climate alarmist cultists, once again struck an agreement with Xi to move towards shutting down fossil fuels. Dumb again. And earlier this week, the administration extended the sanctions waiver, allowing Iraq to buy electricity from Iran, freeing up a massive $10 billion windfall for the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism. Here with reaction, former Secretary of State, Fox News contributor Mike Pompeo. Mr. Secretary, really? We know of Iran's involvement in the terrorist attacks on October 7th. We know that they plotted, we know they planned, we know they trained, we know they provided weaponry for this attack against our =1 ally in the region. Now Joe Biden gives, 4-month extension and allows Iran to get paid $10 billion more. I don't have an answer for this. Why would they possibly think that's a good idea?
Sean, good evening. Look, it's confounding. There's no good explanation for why they've given all this money to them, right? Don't forget, it was not too long ago that there was $6 billion paid in ransom to get 5 Americans home, and now more Americans are actually held hostage by the Iranian regime now in Gaza. Why you turn around and give them billions and billions more is just simply unexplainable, as is the fact, Sean, that, right, we've had over 4 dozen attacks on American soldiers in the Middle East in just the last 5 weeks, and the response from this administration has been almost nothing. I'm worried because I am confident that the Ayatollah and President Raisi in Iran, that they view this weakness as a green light for further actions maybe in the Middle East, in Gaza, maybe in Israel, but perhaps further actions here inside the United States as well. We've got millions of people trooping across our border. Don't think for a moment that some of them couldn't be associated with Iranian terrorist activity. You talked about them being the world's largest sponsor of terror. They have a global terror campaign, and they're determined to use it to their advantage against the President of the United States, who refuses to stand up to them.
Do you agree with me that China now is officially our #1 geopolitical foe that has now aligned with Russia and the mullahs in Iran?
Absolutely, not close. Back in May of 20 in the Nixon Library, I spoke about this very thing, the CCP as being the central threat to our children and grandchildren's way of life. They're at the center of most of the challenges that America will face in the next decade.
Okay, so when we look at China, we see intellectual property theft, we see unfair trade practices, we see hostile actions against our Air Force in international airways, international waterways, hostile actions towards our Navy. They threaten our ally Taiwan, the spy balloon incident. Then we have COVID. And there are never any consequences for any of these actions. And Joe wants to kind of keep hitting the reset button, thinking, I guess, that at some point China's going to like us and they're going to start being nice to us. Why do I believe that is beyond naive, and that President Xi is just going to do whatever he wants regardless of what Joe Biden says or does?
You believe that, Sean, because the evidence points to that. There's not a single example where Xi Jinping has actually lived up to a promise he's made to reduce his threat to the United States. He told President Obama in 2015, stood in the Rose Garden, said, I'm not going to arm the Spratly Islands. He turned around and armed them. He told the people of Hong Kong, you'll get 50 years. He took that over. The list of Xi Jinping's lies is long. And so for President Biden to sit with him and say, hey, let's work on climate change together, Xi Jinping says, oh, my goodness, absolutely. You restrict your energy. You harm your economy. You buy all this green product from us, and then we'll see what we'll do about our coal-fired power plants. Sean, you and I can both predict how many coal-fired power plants will be shut down by China in the next 2 years. I think the answer is literally 0. They will lie. He will promise whatever it takes to get through the meeting. And President Biden foolishly accepted those commitments, including the commitment to reduce fentanyl precursors, which I don't think Xi Jinping will ever do. He bought these commitments as real promises from the Chinese Communist Party, and there's no reason to believe he will live up to any of them.
I read conflicting reports. Perhaps you can set the record straight. I read, on the one hand, that China's been building up their military for the last 10 years. On the other hand, they have a declining population. Their economy is in a bit of a shambles. They're not doing as well as people think. What is the most likely scenario based on your past knowledge and insight?
So both of those are true. The Chinese Communist Party's economy is struggling coming out of COVID after their massive lockdowns, and their military is stronger today than it was yesterday, and it'll be stronger 2 years from now than it is today. So both of those are true. Xi Jinping doesn't care about the economy. He only cares about the capacity to build out his hegemonic power. He has clearly prioritized military power and his capacity to threaten Taiwan over entrepreneurs and the economy inside of China. That's different than previous Chinese leaders. Xi Jinping is definitely a different communist dictator. And so the likelihood that he becomes a friend of the United States of America is literally zero.
I appreciate you being with us. The IDF continues to expose Hamas and their brutality every single day. We're going to show you what they found near a school in Gaza. That's straight ahead. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.